That being said, and to your point, these players are not going to be performing at the same level as some of the players that we've seen more recently at our big international events. So, but as long as they can do just well enough here to take their team over the finish line, well, I suppose that's good enough.
Here we go. We head on to Mirage. It's the map pick of Space. I'm going for the German side. You're going for Team Space. Let's see who comes out on top.
Oh, I like this deep push into mid from aTTaX, trying to get some early info and some early picks, and this is going to get them some crazy map control as well, depending on if they decide to turn around. But now the execute's going to start coming in towards this A site immediately. Ramp player going to be forced off of their position, and Team Space taking a lot of space themselves, actually pushing all the way out. They want to play a really strong post plan here. Arrow off the board instantly, and now it's going to have to be a full pincer. Position from Ramp well known, but I think main might be suspected, but not necessarily confirmed. Creating a little bit of a ruckus, trying to draw the attention away so that Sky, good for the first, trying to get the follow-up, has to go for the reload, and he's somehow able to survive. But Team Space, they play this so well. And Ozek, no time left. Yeah, there's nothing he can do here. Just hold on to that armor, live to fight another day.
Well, Sam, for now you're looking pretty good because that was quite a clean pistol round, and unfortunately, the retake was just not possible. Team Space, they take an early lead in the proceedings here on Mirage, and to be honest, as we said, like, this is kind of shaping out like a third map, and to really, you know, ram that home, we've got aTTaX. This would be their 10th time playing in the last 3 months. They've yet to win a single game. Yes, there's obviously some pretty decent names littered in the kill feed, but, you know, losing to Zero Tenacity and Outform Harvu, and an Entropic where I forgot they even had a team, stuff like that. And Team Space on the duality, they've actually had success on this map. It's the one silver lining. This seems to be their map, and obviously a CIS region team, they're going to be good at Mirage.
Well, for now, we change things up. No crazy aggression out into mid. I do like the scouts, but positioning of it's a bit weird, and it's not going to get any value right now. They are going to start to rotate, realizing it's unlikely to be an A at this point, with Ozek getting so far down through Palace. He's realized, nope, there isn't anything here. So aTTaX very quick to rotate over. And Team Space chilling for now. Nade stack to come through, and Arrow cannot get it done. Too many bullets fired at him from one direction. aTTaX already 2 players down, and yet somehow the scout comes alive, followed up by the MP9. Numbers now evened out. Beautiful play there, making sure that they can double up on one another, but they've left Freeze all alone, trying to push through apartments. The lurk activates too late, and it's another round for Space.
Okay, gets a little bit scrappy. I thought that round would end up a little bit cleaner with the fact that they were maneuvering over towards that B bomb site, and there was only one player on short. There's good rotations, there's good damage, but unfortunately, damage does not win you those rounds. Team Space, they surge on to a second, and now, Sam, we're up against an eco, so should be pretty easy. Should be looking to let X5 farm with the MAC-10. He was our player to watch. Obviously, it's still very early doors, yet to frag. Maybe this is opportunity.
aTTaX going for another gamble stack over towards A. But again, doesn't look like there's too much happening here at the moment. And Team Space maintain their composure, opting not to get ridiculous and running in arbitrarily and potentially just getting taken out by a stack. And also waiting to see if there's a pistol rush, which there hasn't been. So by this point, Space should realize, okay, they're not going to get aggressive. They have to start making a move relatively quickly. They've drawn a full rotation over towards B, just about. So if they opted to move A, they could. But Bomb is still postured over towards apartments. This could go either way.
Yeah, realistically, even if I see Team Space run into a stack like that with the USPs, I think I'd still be looking for a somewhat clean round. But we're even going to avoid any of those possibilities by just heading towards A. They're actually playing a nice slow style of Counter-Strike where they're taking the map control. This is kind of like a perfect gun round type play where you put a player connector and then you go over towards A with that advanced position. That's exactly what's going to happen. Unfortunately, Freeze, I don't think fozil saw him. I'm pretty sure that was just a straight spam through the wood. But with the bomb going down, now it's just going to see if aTTaX can, on one side, avoid the MAC-10, and on the second side, just see if they can save a rifle, do some damage, whatever.
That's the most they can hope for as they push in as a stack. Oh, aTTaX holding the line. And it's just a spray down. There was nothing that could be done there. It was a crossfire from 4 different angles, and they just get melted through. Now they get to buy up, so there's at least an opportunity to bite back. AWP in hand as well. I'm really hoping to see that towards mid. I know when they had the scout in hand, it was over towards the A site. And I know
Insta window.
Yeah.
Yeah, insta window for X5, so already we're going to have to see the AWP maybe playing towards ticket or playing towards connector. Doesn't have a grenade hype, so can't even blow open the smoke. And well, is actually going to get a player in underpass. Zerg already getting quite aggressive. So the whole of middle cleared out now. aTTaX, they have to start fortifying his extremities because here comes the execute. Full A smokes. They're not messing around. Hype just before he gets flashbang does see the heads of players. And it's definitely 100% confirmed now. The AWP blind through the smoke actually gets the opener onto Trunic. Team Space just slowing it down for a second. They've got the whole bomb site. However, aTTaX are primed and ready to pounce.
Sometimes those Hail Mary shots really do pay off. Bomb hasn't been planted yet. aTTaX have done a really good job of slowing down this momentum and leaving Space feeling very insecure about their hold on the site. The jump obviously does get heard. Peeks through and it's Freeze to win that battle. And that's the bomb dropped as well. They've completely lost control here. The smoke just to deter any sort of a push through. And Space, do they just save at this point? I don't see a world in which you push this.
Yeah, like, especially with the bomb, I think if Vert had stayed alive there and they were maybe able to save the bomb and at least maneuver around the map or just do something. But yeah, I think you're dead on, right? Like, just go for the save. But that whole round is... it's a bit confusing. Obviously, you do lose the opener, which is unfortunate. It seemed like the kill came out in a fanner and a mashin that wasn't quite your fault with the AWP blind through the smoke. I don't think we saw the exact POV, so we don't know if it was like smoke just bloomed or whatever. But regardless, you lose the opener. That's a definite. Smokes are up. You actually have some sort of grace. You had time to put the bomb down. They just never quite did. Smokes start to fade. And aTTaX just kind of hold and they stand and they then don't allow for the smokes to go down with good rotations, very early onset towards CT, plus jungle, plus connector. You kind of had everything wrapped, and also there was no over-rotation, there was no overextension from the Germans. You just see them play very simple CS and wait for Team Space to make a mistake, which is exactly what happens to Vert.
I mean, not exactly the way I think they thought they'd win that round, but hell, win's a win.
Yeah,
that.
right.
And Space, of
The
course,
wise man once said.
Indeed. And Space could be feeling a little disoriented after that one.
Good save, though.
Yeah, I think that was the right call to make. There was a little bit of extra cash that they had in their bank, but rather don't risk it. And they can come through into this round with a fairly robust buy. AWP as well. So there's quite a bit of extra firepower to work with. The one thing that I do kind of not love is they seem to be very kind of A-B. And if they keep doing that, then it can be pretty quickly read into. aTTaX now already taking some very aggressive mid control here, so they're going to get that information pretty early on. They should be able to react fairly quickly.
Yeah, I mean, this is a nice, very passive default. The issue is that aTTaX have taken all of the control. They've actually suddenly hedged their bets towards the A bomb site, as we can see hyped with the AWP, which may be the person that be more rotating around the map, is currently over towards A. And now with top con and mid smoked, this is more just faking out control. but the top cog smoke also serves in a process to block off any information on a short wrap if necessary. The only issue right now for Team Space, this felt like a perfect round where they could have gone to B, but X5 goes out a little bit too soon, and once again, we're seeing the clock be the issue. Trunic on 20 seconds is going to be starting to lurk out of A, and they need to get a move on. This B bomb site has 15 seconds to hold on, and the first shots, they come running in. Arrow does fall. Everyone's falling. Alongside that, Trunic gets a double on the A bomb site. There were 15 seconds left on the clock, but they've done a magical round. How have they won that so decisively with 15 seconds?
Very expensive round, but they make it work. That slower play, kind of getting into alternate attacks heads a little bit, denying a lot of information. Alternate attacks have no idea where it's going to be. There's a little bit of util used early on, but then they go quiet. They cut noise. And alternate attacks, we've seen them in previous rounds, but they'll start to rotate really early on. They'll have a good read on the situation. This time around, it takes them so long to make a decision. And by the time that they do, Team Space have already popped out of apartments and completely mowed down the site. However, X5, first to die again in this round. Not the greatest showing from him, and could turn out to be a massive detriment for them long term.
Yeah, I will say though, that's a great round from Trunic. I was kind of questioning his lurking, but the fact that he placed themselves in stairs at 15 seconds, alternate attacks, they're panicking, they're like, we need to get over towards B, and then bam, he's there to strike, cuts them off at the knees. And now, speaking of lurking, he's found himself in sandwich at about like the 125 mark, and he's going to get initiated perfectly with the flashbangs. Freeze, though, in the smoke, stands on his head. Wait, has Freeze even realized that he just stood on Trunic's health? They're holding hands.
Oh, God.
You can kiss the bride now, Trunic. Turns into his opponent, and the bomb hasn't even been picked up yet. That was all going on while the bomb was in T-spawn.
I was like watching that, and I thought to myself, I mean, if you kill all of the CTs, you don't have to plant the bomb. And that's kind of how the round went. Okay, alternate attacks have done reasonably well to try to get some stability here. 2 versus 3, but there's no way they push this. They're just going to hold on to their weapons and chill out on the B site, and you know what? You can have this round. The problem is, that's going to put them at a 4-round deficit. Every round just seems to run away from them so quickly, even when they get the opening kill of the round. It's been a few rounds where they get first kill, and Space have done so well to stabilize and then turn that into a round win.
I mean, ironically as well, 2 rounds in a row, that's X5, kind of in similar predicaments where I think they were both towards the B site, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, you have an individual that we've highlighted. It's quite good at the game, but is struggling in some of these early contestments. And regardless, Trunic especially, that's 2 rounds in a row. He's got 2 kills and 2 very high impact frags they were as well. Specifically in that round, like he wins out the round, and then the round previous he cuts off the rotation. So seeing a very versatile player already in the server.
Yeah, I've been pretty impressed with how Trunic's been playing, and not only the smart plays, not only just a play that's designed to keep alternate attacks separated and make it difficult for them to, move around the map, cut off their rotations, but he's also fragging. He's kind of a solid all-rounder so far for the team. It's very impressive from him. I will also say, Danist is on 0 deaths, which is...
He's just a gamer.
Truly.
And it's interesting seeing him pick up the AWP pick. So I was kind of I was a little bit just like, where's the where's the AWP going? And seeing him on the AWP makes me like, I don't even know. I think it's just intrigued. Like, what's he like? Obviously, he wasn't AWPing on the previous roster. He was the rifler. And you look over at BetBoom, it's like, was that potentially the issue? Did we need to see a bit of Zorte moving over, let the new kid on the block come in?
Oh, I like this. Arrow taking a very aggressive push out. Now, bearing in mind, this is one of the only 2 rifles that they have into this round. So losing it here could be devastating. He's got himself into a really good position, but I think X5 has suspected it. Checking. waiting, and finally X5 will get his first kill of the round, and it'll be a great opener. Not the first death this time. And the B site's completely open. Alternate attacks now just completely fortifying that A site, playing for a full retake. Should be a fairly easy one for Space.
Yeah, I mean, save some armor, save the AK. It doesn't have the same connotations as if it was a full force and they'd have no money the next. Oh my god.
Oh my god, you've
Team
got to be
Space,
kidding me.
they're going towards A. We cursed it. Like,
They've read this
I
so
don't know.
wrong.
I guess the read was X5 gets the kill in deep apartments, and alternate attacks will then, you know, fortify the B bomb site because of that. But no, they couldn't be any more wrong. And once again, we're seeing very slow Counter-Strike being played out by Team Space. Therefore, 20 seconds left on the clock. Here comes the execute. Also, showing his cards in Palace, is actually just baiting for Hyped. The AWPer pulls out his deagle, gets two, but it's unfortunately maybe not enough. Sky drops the bomb. He just has to survive 5 seconds, being shot from every single angle, and fozil jumps down from the heavens, assassinates him, and by the skin of their teeth, once again, Space, they excel to a 6th.
What a crazy round. That could have ended completely clean for Space without any need for a reinvest, and alternate attacks taking one rifle into the next round. Unfortunately, it ends with alternate attacks taking nothing, but taking away 3 weapons from Space. Now, economy is still not perfect for Space, and if alternate attacks could win a round here, now that they can buy in again, that could set them up for a bit of success going forward. But it's just crazy that that's how it goes. And Hype, clearing the angle, scoped in, doesn't see the opponent's Space, just to overrun. First 2 kills instantly, a third to follow up from Palace. And again, it's alternate attack saving.
Okay, I do like the change of pace. You can see it really does just catch them off guard. Team Space didn't take a lick of damage, and this is a really dominant Mirage performance so far. Yeah, like, obviously this is kind of what we anticipated, but I didn't think it to be to this extreme.
And now Space are like, no, we're not letting you save this time. It's just not
Why would
happening.
they? They've got so much. Oh, actually, no, because obviously
they
there's
don't
only
have
2
that
players.
much.
Yeah, but especially when you've got
enough.
5 alive, you can also just afford to send 2 players. And look, if they die, they die. You're gonna have that repurchase. But oh, a great grenade! It actually forced them to look away, but the grenade also weirdly shrouds them. X5, it's a play. They go 1 for 2. It happened.
I mean, they didn't lose both players. So,
That,
no,
but
guess
I
they
think
did.
for Space, that's a win. I think for Space, it's a win to get 1.
Yeah. Alright, every little bit counts. Because looking at alternate attacks now, not in a great situation. Very little to take into this. And bearing in mind, we're already on round 9. So the half is very near the end point. And Space have just been so in control from start to finish here. Yes, a lot of the rounds have been a lot closer than they probably would have liked.
Because of time, though, most of it.
Exactly. They take so long to execute. And I understand why, but there's like a sense of anxiety when that happens.
Oh, massive anxiety, but the fact they keep their cool as well in those moments, I think also says quite a lot about the roster. Even though they're not massively experienced as a core, so as a team, the core's quite experienced, but the team is not as a collective. But right now, Hyped could put a what?
Oh my god, what was that?
Never mind. I was thinking Danny's on the AWP is also a bit of a question mark. I thought Hype should be guaranteed to there, but all his teammates die, and then he's left by himself and only is able to get 1. What a shot. Obviously, Orzek should drop the bomb here, and...
Orzek?
Ooh. I mean, he will get the kill, but I'm not a fan of him getting the kill outside of apartments. Now he's very exposed on the back of his bomb site, and alongside that, his teammate, his brother in arms, throughout all the troubles so far that alternate attacks have had with roster changes, he's gone. And now, the Greek, what can he show us?
Yeah, this is not the best place for the bomb to have gone down.
Timing.
There you go. I mean, Orzek, he was watching that. He realizes, better check main. And as he turns away, his life is forfeit. These rounds have been nuts. And, like, I like the idea that Alternate Attacks had there, right? You send someone up through mid, tucked close against the wall, get a little bit of information from the players in Connector, and okay, unfortunately, they lose 2 players in Connector. But hyped, we're like, all right, cool, he's going to be able to equal that out. Easy peasy. 2 for 2, maybe pick up a gun, happy days. But the flick from Danists is just out of this world. He's only good for 1. It's not worth. They've essentially gone 3 for 1 at that point. And it's just a disaster. Alternate Attacks now.
To 1.
Yeah, only Kevlar, 1 kit. Oh, arrow with a
The
FAMAS.
1 kit definitely is like, ooh. But I like the FAMAS and playing util. I think it's very, obviously, German CS to be very good with utility. But Danis with the AWP, like, I'm excited to see the development from him with the OP. But so far in this round, but it changed the pace from Alternate Attacks. You can see they've actually been putting a lot of pressure in these recent rounds towards the middle, because Team Space, they haven't been playing it very actively at the beginning. So they've just gone, we're going to take matters on our own hands and try isolate a fight, and that's exactly what they've done. Alongside that, fozil gets sniped in Palace, 3 versus 5, continuing towards a bomb site. Freeze. Not going to get spotted, but it's going to miss the timing on Strunik, who has lurked in towards jungle. Isn't going to have the highest of impacts immediately. And even though Orzok's on the flank, well, Hype just deals with the players. X5 gets dropped, and Strunik now, he's like, guys, I'm in a great pause, can't even get a single kill.
I mean, whatever was said in that timeout, well done. Because we've seen them take mid-present quite a few rounds, but that's the first time that they've really actioned on it. And to be fair, Space has been fairly dynamic with whether or not they actually take Space in mid. Sometimes they don't go mid at all, and you've just got like a stack rolling towards B with a lurk on the opposite extremity.
And then bad rotations from Alternate Attacks.
So this actually worked out quite well for them. I think it was just the stars aligned on that one. Space actually went mid. They went mid, got that first kill. And from there, I mean, Hype getting that second. It was a great little domino effect. Perfect here. I mean, Space now finally taking Space in mid again, and Alternate Attacks punishing it.
Sorry, Hype just all of a sudden, these last few rounds, just ignited. Like, I don't know what's happened, but that's, what, you got 2-3 kills in the last round, but they were very high, 3 kills, yeah, very high impactful kills. Stays alive, and now gets the opener. That's back-to-back rounds for openers in middle. Looking to end this half strong. 8-4, still very, like, that's fine for me. I think if they get these 4 rounds, they've got a lot of advantage and momentum in their favor, and this is further putting salt in the wound. Not only are Space now in a 2 versus 5, they also have no money for this final round. They have 1900 loss bonus, I think, as well, which is not great.
Another round where they left the bomb in spawn. I mean,
They've done that a few times, haven't they?
I know. It's happened
Even
way
when they've
too
won.
often. Yeah. Must admit, so we were talking about teams that we coach a little bit earlier on, and there's one player
Yeah, guys,
on my
we're
team.
coaches. No biggie.
Lol. Yeah, you know, we were having that discussion about tier 2 versus tier 3. I want to take a guess where we are.
I don't even know if my team slots into a tier system.
There you go. Same.
We're low main into its playoff level. Like, it's a good team, but you know, there's a duality of it, right?
Yeah. Anyway, the point of the story, one of the players will often realize, and he will just scream down the mic, bomb, 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 bomb. So invariably, it
You mean Spike?
No. We're not specifying here. It's still a bomb. It explodes. You know what? I was trying to be vague about it, and you just outed me.
Sorry.
How dare you?
It's unnecessary. I had to. You know,
So
see,
petty.
my teammate. Yeah, I have this 17-year-old Polish kid, and I've started picking up his mannerisms, and I hate it.
What, being like outing people?
No, like like the small little like comments they'd make when they die and stuff like that. Like, it's a very unique thing, I think, to the region. And I'm just like walking around the house. I'm like, why am I saying these words?
Oh yeah, you get influenced.
Yeah, no,
so
that is,
easily by
yeah.
them.
Yeah, well, you spend a lot of time with them. But yeah, like, that is that's 2 rounds in a row now for Alternate Attacks. It's 1900 loss bonus going into this round for Team Space. I have no idea how they've got an AWP out on Danist. I think, yeah, so X5 bought the AWP, and then I think there was then Danis then dropped him an AK with his precisely 2.7k. However, that does mean now the AWP is no armor, so it's going to be a glass cannon. And we've had 2 rounds in a row where alternate attacks have got an opener and middle. How will Space react with this? Are they going to fall back to their slow play? They're going to probably have to, due to the weaponry and low utility they have.
Well, they've shifted the bomb. And leaving it there means they know that they've done that, so there's definitely a plan in place. And this time around, they are avoiding mid entirely. And I thought that HE was going to connect, but nice little tuck there. Doesn't actually land. And yeah, I mean, this is just them playing quiet, info starve, and try and get into alternate attacks heads again. Because they've been pretty good at that for the most part. Avoiding mid is the play here. They've been punished quite heavily for that 2 rounds in a row. And they've just gone dead quiet. They know that they have limited utility to use, so they can't just throw it willy-nilly. They can't even use it to throw a fake. Like, they want to hold on to that.
Yeah, like if you looked at even the start of the round, Danis and X5 didn't have any utility. So you have max 3 sets of util. I don't think they've even had like full sets on those individuals. So they're going for this mid take, which they have done, you know, very standard. Top con, window, it's kind of the go-to. And they're going to try to go for this connector wrap. You can see that Orzuk, very acutely aware. They've been caught off in this position before. They're going to make sure that's not the case. Vert in the smoke, anticipated and denied. In the meantime, though, Trunic does create space towards ladder, so he has got himself in a nice position. Unfortunately, it's quite far away from the rest of his teammates. What isn't unfortunate, though, is the AWP from Danis. Even though the smoke did just bloom, he still is able to get that frag. Bomb goes down uncontested. fozil takes down the Greek, and as well, Trunic has just cut off all these rotations in middle, so he's going to be hearing the sound cues of Arrow in short, and is going to be denying any sort of rotation from them. Hype's now left alone. He's been really successful in the latter stages of this half, but there's just, you know, there's a little bit too much he can do here. The nade does do good damage, but it's simply not enough. On their map pick, Team Space, they take the first half 9-3. Let's see if they can finish it off cleanly after the break.
9-3 half. That's Nari's law, by the way. Very good chance that alternate attacks can turn it around based on that scoreline. However, based on how they played that first half, remains to be seen. Was a bit of a rough going for them. They had a few moments of brilliance. They're going to have to really dig deep here to turn things back in their favor.
It's a good setup, though, for Team Space. 3 players over towards B. X5 quickly jumps into apartments. So, as Vert takes... Not yet, Trunic and Vert takes the first contact. Now X5 can initiate. Only good for 1, but he's just staying alive. And look at the amount of attention it's drawing away from these players that are on site. Alongside that, we have even seen the rotation from Danny's. Surely, it is short-lived, but... Great rounds. Just the shots were hit from Team Space. Trunic gave perfect coverage to X5, and X5 just simply survived. Gets 1 kill. In my opinion, that's more than enough.
Yeah, it's a little egregious from alternate attacks, though. You're losing that first player? Fair, I guess, but to stand
no trades as well, right?
Yeah, you like stand in that crossfire, you can't get X5 down, and you just allow Trunic to mow down the rest of your team. It's just not a great look from them, and Arrow trying to get at least 1 here would make them feel a little bit better, but unfortunately, nope. Not a clean round, but a decisive one nonetheless.
What a round from Trunic. 18-7. That is fantastic. He's had such a good game so far. 4 in that round. Yeah, I mean, like, fair play to him. He's not the player that we were maybe giving as much love on the broadcast before we went live. I think that's kind of fair, considering he's not maybe the one player you'd look at in this roster that would be popping off. He's had a pretty difficult season as well overall. I think he's chilling below a 1 rating, but previously on the Space roster and when they were like Hydra, he was doing very well. So he's fitting into that old form, and now up against the Ecos, they'll be going for 11th. It's just a firing range, and it's very simple. Team Space 11 of 3 on their map pick. It's kind of how we anticipated, but I didn't think it was to this conviction I may have anticipated.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, the 0% definitely didn't bode well to begin with.
For sure, yeah.
But given that this is Mirage, it's a map that teams should have some level of competence on, just because of how long it's been in the pool and how long, not just like in the game, but literally in the map pool itself. If I'm not mistaken, it's just never been removed. This is just, it's lived in the map pool.
Patched.
Yeah, but still, you know, there definitely needs to be a little bit more comfort on it, and it really does look like alternate attacks are a bit of a fish out of water here, as again, instantly they just get mowed down the moment they walk in onto the site.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, there's not a huge amount to say in this one almost. Like, they try to go for kind of a wrapped around from connector to A, while having players come from the A bomb site, and Team Space, they just deal with it superbly. Here's some consolation frags from Arrow at the end. You know, like an MP9 dying, you're not gonna... That's not gonna change the world. Trunic excels to 20 kills. 20 and 7. He is carrying his team, to be fair. Like, obviously, Dan East has been great on the AWP. Fozil's also doing fantastic. The fact he's 15 and 4. X5 and Vert, they're just like, you got it, guys. Let's go.
You got this, buddy. You know what? They're just happy to be here. But it was weird. Like, it just felt like they were just trying to walk it in, you know? Very little catalytic util used there. So it's just dry swings, 1 for 1. Wasn't much hand-holding. And they got mowed down as they entered. It was a really weird one. And then it was a force. And into this round, they force yet again because it's map point. So if they lose this one, well then, GG. I don't know, part of me is wondering, maybe they're just kind of go next at this point. The chance of recovery now is slim to none.
Yeah, no. I completely agree. Fozil playing an angle that Orzuk was also playing when on the CT side. And oh, once again, they're holding hands. This time, it'll actually be Orzuk. Funny that we're bringing up his name. He will come out on top. Speaking of lurks, Freeze with the Tech 9 behind the short smoke. Okay, maybe finally getting something going for this alternate attack side. Orzuk will continue as well. However, round's not over because look at this, Trunic. 22 frags. He just keeps on going. He's nutty on the server and he's nutty with the AK. Somehow is able to get 3. X5 spotted towards ET. 1 versus 1 for survival. Alternate attacks. They've got such a long road ahead of them, and this potentially is the start.
It felt like Space got a little bit antsy in that one. Started pushing out towards mid. And alternate attacks actually play that so patient. Yeah, they've got not the best weaponry in the world, but they don't play crazy. They play their smokes. They use that coverage to their advantage. And, yeah, we see a little bit of hand-holding again. But the fact that it goes in their favor already gives them that numbers advantage. And you get a second instance in mid as well. The smoke's just starting to dissipate. The Tech 9 goes hard. And somehow they're able to wrestle back control of a round that they really shouldn't have won. But it looks like we might turn things straight back around. It's a great opening here from fozil. Look at this Freeze, and Freeze has had a bit of a quiet one. However, the follow-up means that this could be it.
He was jiggling. He was jiggling, and he still dies. Well, I mean, actually a great kill from the Mac-10. But yeah, like, Orzuk, he got 4 kills in the last round. He was kind of their one redeeming feature, right, on alternate attacks in the one round they've won on the T side. But, okay, even though it was Arrow, right, in the 1v1 at the end, I'm pretty sure it was him. Yeah, so he has won a clutch this half. This just maybe is too tall of an order. He has already got 1 kill, so it would be a 1 versus 4 ace. He does have time. He doesn't have much HP left. Good kill onto fozil, but it does come at the cost of 60 hit points. And Danist, even though his Yorp doesn't really care about HP, is going to be taking that deep coverage in middle. Therefore, signaling to X5, look, there could be someone coming towards your position, and that's exactly what's going to happen. But my God, reads him like a Harry Potter novel, and now 2 versus 1. Unbeknownst to Arrow, Danist was in middle with the Orb. So Danist's got this really quick rotation with Trunic is well pushed through ramp, and Arrow has none of this information.
And he's instantly taken off the board. Well played there from Team Space. They maintained the control from start to finish. Things did start to go a little bit awry in some of the rounds that they had conceded over, but for the most part, it was their map pick, and they really did stamp their claim on it.
Yeah, there's like ultimately not even